What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino. I feel like I ain't been here in a while. Feel like I ain't been with y'all in a minute. Matter of fact, not a minute, an hour. And it is late. I know it's late. It's like 12:30 my time, which means it's let me take it off my Rockets game. Which means it's 1:30 Eastern time, but it's only 10:30 West Coast time. Uh Came on late tonight because I was watching my team. Watching my team lose. And any of y'all know me, y'all know who my favorite team is. Basketball. We're talking about the Houston Rockets, but I digress. We're here tonight. Um, I see a couple of y'all trickling in. Um, yeah, I see a couple of y'all trickling in. Um, Hope that anybody that might be new to the channel, hope y'all will subscribe to the channel and come hang out every day for my daily videos that I drop. I try to drop every day. I don't always drop them every day, but yeah, I try to give y'all the dosages of knowledge uh, every day or every other day. But tonight we have a topic that we want to deal with. Hold on a second. Tonight we got a topic that we're dealing with, y'all, and it's pretty, it's pretty, it's pretty simplistic, but it's deep when you really think about it. Um, Everyone doesn't evolve with you in your life journey. Everybody doesn't go the distance with you. And one of the most common mistakes we can make the mistake of thinking that the people that start off with us are going to be the people that end with us, or the people who go further in to the situation with us, see it through to fruition. That's just not reality. And it's also very rare when we see that type of situation happen. So we'll cover a handful of scenarios that this applies to. You have, I would say, business would probably be the first one. I'm writing this down so I don't forget. Business would probably be one that stands out, that comes to mind at first, because two people can come into business together. Y'all can start something up together and be clicking. Chemistry just on point, everything lined up perfectly. But as time goes on, maybe you start to have more ideas and maybe start to have a broader vision for the company, for the mission. And your partner kind of likes things the way that they've been going. They might want to play it safe, or they feel like, hey, nah, this is good. We don't have to do anything extra or things of that nature. And now you start to feel handcuffed and hindered because you like, oh man, we could do this. We need to implement the use of today's technology, man. We got to get people in that make TikTok videos to market and promote. We got to start using AI. We got to start. This may be your vision, but they like, nah, man. We just keep on handing out these flyers to people in front of the 7-Eleven, and that should do it because that's how we got it done 10 years ago when we first started. And so now a divide comes, and now a split starts to take place because now you're like, man, this ain't it. This ain't it. We out here like cavemen. We out here like primitive. people. This not gonna get it. And it doesn't make the person who didn't want to evolve with you, it doesn't always make them wrong in terms of intentions, because you're just basically having a difference in philosophy. Y'all are having philosophical differences on the direction that things should go. So in that scenario, it's a matter of opinion, and that doesn't make them wrong. It just means that you have probably outgrown them. You have evolved. Somebody will have the conversation and say, well, man, why'd y'all split, man? Why y'all not in business together? And you say, man, I was just trying to make this thing grow. I saw where the future of this thing was going, and he didn't, he just didn't want to grow. He kind of wanted to keep things. You evolved. Friendship, same scenario. And I'll come to y'all comments in a little bit, of course. Friendship, the same scenario. Mostly everybody, not everybody, but mostly everybody, and I'm sure that mostly everybody on this, that's all of y'all that's in here right now, a lot of us grew up with a circle of friends. That circle of friends was tight. It could have been 4 of y'all, 5 of y'all, 3 of y'all. And when you were a child, you thought as a child, you acted as a child. You did childish things. You did things that a child would do. But as y'all got older, 1 or 2 of y'all started to, or 3 of y'all started to really mature and started focusing on what your life's mission was going to be, what your purpose was going to be. You started looking to find that purpose. It's like, okay, you know what? I know what I'm discovering. I know what I want to be. And as that happens now, you're not messing around outside like you was. You're not lollygagging and tricking off time. And you're putting focus and effort into the craft that you are now locked in on. You was doing it. One of the other partners was doing it. And maybe one of the other ones was doing it. But it was that one that he was still like we was when we was 13, 15. Now we 17, 18. Now we 19, 20. And he still is in that same old mind frame. And now that you and a couple of other homies are not in that same mind frame, y'all don't really rock with him no more. Y'all don't really hang out with him no more. And it ain't that he's still not your boy. He's still your boy. But we're noticing that, bro, you're not growing up. You're not evolving. And we cannot be in an environment with you. Like, we can't be in that environment anymore. When a child is conceived, when a baby is conceived in the womb of the mother is set up and conducive for a certain period of time and a certain form that growing fetus lives in. That's only a certain amount of time that fetus can stay in that particular space. That space was designated for a certain amount of time and only formed with a certain amount of space. Can only hold so much. Even if you see certain pregnant women that's like way out there. We've seen certain pregnant women that are way, like, oh man, how many you got in there, girl? And it might just be one. or it might be twins. But nonetheless, that womb that baby is in, you only got about 9 months to be in there, little fella. You only got about 9 months to be in there, and you can only grow to so big while you're in there. Then eventually, you have to come out. You have to leave that space. Why? Because you have evolved into another level of existence. You are no longer, you can't work in there no more. It's like a chicken in an egg. He got to come out. He start cracking the egg and hatching and pecking his way. He got to get out. Can't live that no more. It was cool. The baby was cool to be there at 2 months. He's 4 months pregnant. Oh, he was still good. 6 months pregnant, still good. You hit that 9, he start that at 9 months he takes a turn, and the head starts turning towards the exit, and now it's time for him to try to forge his way out. So when you have that circle of friends and y'all are growing up, the time that y'all spend in that immature state, in that state of carefree, that state of no responsibility, that state of living with mama, you are supposed to naturally outgrow that stage. So when you outgrow that stage, now what happens? You're like, man, give me a job. Next thing you know, man, you know what, man, it's too many of us at mama house, man. Mama, I can't live by mama rules no more. I got to get my own place. And you start to venture out, because that's the natural order of things. But it's always that one or that two that you look back and say, well, man, he's still staying with mama. He's still in the neighborhood. Not saying that it's wrong to be in the neighborhood, but when I say he's still in the neighborhood, I mean he in the neighborhood. He ain't. See, I've known homies, man, that was from my neighborhood, and they would go out and they would get corporate jobs, right? They would be working corporate jobs, and they grew up in that neighborhood. They would still come to the park every day, hang out with the fellas. They might have them a drink, have them a beer or something. And a lot of times you see them wearing slacks and hard shoes and dress shirts, and they just stand out there with the fellas because they still one of the fellas, but they got to work. It's like, yeah, I just left the office, but I still come and I hang out with the fellas. But when you talk about that one who never left, he never left. He wanted to stay in the womb. He wanted to stay in the womb. But what happens is, if you try to stay in the womb, the baby don't understand. He's trying to hang out, but the mama's pushing. So now it goes from the mother physically pushing the child out of the womb because the mama know you can't stay here for long. You got to come out into the world. Now that same mother finds herself pushing that child out the house into the world because you can't stay here all your life. But for whatever reason, that particular person did not evolve. They didn't grow. They wanted to stay in the womb. So now it affects y'all's friendship because now you 27, 29, 30, you got a job, you got responsibility, you got transportation. You may have a wife and children, or you may have children, no wife. You have responsibilities now, and he don't. Or maybe he do. Maybe he has some children. Maybe he's negligent. So now what happens is, hey man, hey, you know, you think, man, your boy kind of down, man. I know you got that nice paying job now, man. Think, let me hold something, man. Let me hold something, man. I got you, man. That's your boy. You gonna initially, yeah, all right, man. Yeah. But after a while, and I know me, the way I am is, this is my question. This is not a hypothetical that I'm giving y'all right now. I'm telling you my real conversation. If I have a person like that, I'm gonna be like, so what you got going on? Like, you know, what you doing now? Like, what you trying to do? What you got going on? And just kind of get a feel for, you know, what they may have going on. And depending on the answer, will their answer will determine my next line of question or my response, because sometimes you gotta have a conversation and say, well, man, come on, bro. You gotta get up and do something, man. You capable, man. You're not a dumb person. You got plenty of sense. There's nothing to stop you. But when your mind is so locked and trapped in one place, and people, it ain't always about being scared to get out in the world. I mean, some people are just scared to get out in the world. No, some people may be, but some people just lazy. Some people just sorry. Some people have become addicted to the comfort zone that they are either now forcing themselves to be allowed to stay in, or somebody enabled them. Could have been your mama, could have been your dad, could have been somebody that just decided they're not going to put no pressure on their baby to have to figure out how to navigate in the world. And as a parent, you do a child a disservice when you treat them like that. When you don't push your child to be great and to be independent and do their own thing, and you just say, well, baby, my baby can live with me as long as he wants to. So we've seen parents that do that. And we've had this conversation on this show before, where I'm not a person, I don't believe in kicking a child out when they turn 18. I don't even know where that came from. I would love to know the history and the origin of that. I don't believe in kicking a child out when they turn 18 years old, because 18, you're not developed yet. You're not ready to completely thrust yourself into the world or be thrusted into the world. There's still a lot you got to learn, even though there are exceptions where some people have got out at 18, but a lot of times it's by necessity, or even before, by necessity, by circumstance. They had, hey man, I had to do what I do. My mom was on crack real bad, man. My daddy wasn't around. You know, I had to do that. Or my home life was crazy, man. My house, man, I had to get out of there. I don't care. I was getting abused. Those are exceptions. But to the ones that just decide, I ain't gonna never leave. So now there's a divide between those circle of friends, because you not on they level no more. We can't go hang out and go to dinner and eat, because we got to chip in and pay for you. See, we got to have those weird discussions with each other. Like, yeah, man, we gonna meet at the restaurant, man. And they say, yeah, we gonna meet. Yeah, man. What about Roger coming? Yeah, Roger say he coming. Hope nobody ain't in here named Roger. Roger say he coming, man. I mean, well, you know, I mean, I paid for him the last time, man. One of y'all gonna have to pay for him this time, man. Hi, man, I got him this time. But y'all the same age. You and Roger and everybody, y'all all came up together. Roger didn't evolve. He didn't want nothing for himself. So eventually he starts to get excluded from y'all ain't, and man, y'all don't mess with me no more. Y'all don't mess with your boy no more. I seen y'all all on Facebook. Y'all was at the thing. Why y'all didn't call me? Yeah, Roger, cause you ain't got no money. We expected to carry you. And I spent a lot of time on that one because that's a situation that I feel like a lot of y'all may be able to relate to. But we'll take it deeper than that. Because two people are involved in a marriage or relationship, and one is growing and evolving, and the other one is stagnant. The other one is not. And that's one of the toughest ones, if not the toughest one, because if two people get married, they're committing their lives to each other and are basically committing to a so-called union, which they are expressing before God and the world that we are now one forever. But the same thing happens in the marriage that happens in the business partnership that I mentioned earlier. That philosophical differences start to bubble up. But those philosophical differences are not, they're a little more detrimental. Because now the man has ideas on what he wants to do and the woman ain't fitting it. The woman has ideas on what she wants to do and how she wants it to go. And the man ain't feeling it. And one of the worst things that happen in marriage and in relationships, one of the biggest destroyers of marriages and relationships is outside interference, outside influence from other people that are injecting their opinions into y'all's relationships, but not always having the best interest of both in mind. See, that's the thing. It's like if two married people go to a counselor, then technically, and according to the letter of the law, the principles of their job description, that counselor is supposed to have a no favoritism approach to addressing the problem of these two married people. They can't come in with an agenda of like, well, I'm gonna lean more towards the man, or I'm gonna lean more towards the wife in this particular situation. They are supposed to come in to try to provide a solution for both people to help to save the marriage. But when you have outside people, friends and family chunking their 2 cents into your relationship, then whoever the person is closest to that's doing the venting and the talking, they're gonna side with that person unless you really got you a real one. And a lot of times the real one ain't popular with the person, meaning that if I'm acting a fool in my relationship, but I got a homeboy that ain't gonna sugarcoat, that's gonna tell me when I'm wrong, he gonna say, well, nah, man, you wrong, man. You doing that woman wrong. You know you got a good woman, man. You got a good woman, and all this stuff you doing, you run the streets, you blah, 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 you're doing this, you're doing that, but he my boy, or he my cousin, or my brother, or whoever. So that's when you got a real one. But for the most part, people are gonna side with, because especially in marriage, because a lot of times members of the family didn't like your choice no way from the beginning. They didn't like your choice from the beginning. So soon as something go wrong, they couldn't wait. I told you. Well, now, well, look, this what you need to do. You need to go down there and tell them people that you want to get it annulled, and then they start instantly trying to destroy it. But before that, you may have ideas of where this marriage should go financially. Just the budget, the simple principle of budgeting the money, the household money. She's in there every month, sorting everything out, organizing everything, making sure the bills are paid and got everything laid out. What do we have to work with after the bills? We're going to put this up in the account. We're going to do this and do that. But every time you come around, you dip it into the account, gambling, uh, balling out, going out with your friends. You're being counterproductive to the mission that she's trying to establish for financial stability in the household. You ain't evolving. She is. She's figuring out ways to make the money that y'all generate. She's figuring out ways to make that money work for y'all. Well, baby, I saw this thing online. Maybe we can get involved in this. We invest this much, blah, blah, blah. You know, you ain't trying to hear that. No, we ain't do that, man. Just keep saving the money. We don't need to do that. So now frustration kicks in on her side because she's like, man, I'm trying to set us up so we can grow bigger, and he ain't coming along. Then there's the spiritual side of evolution, the evolving on a spiritual level, to where we may have both came in, we just was crazy as Bessie Bug. We was just thrown off. And we jumped into something blind leading the blind, just crazy, just out there. But one of us starts to become more enlightened. One of us becomes dissatisfied with being the way we're being. Somebody said, man, we gotta, baby, let's start going to church together. Let's go to that place up the street. They got that mosque right there. Let's go and see what they be talking about in there. Let's start praying together. We never say grace when we eat our food. We just start eating. They just set the plate down and we don't never even thank God for the food. So one is starting to really go into that. And the other one is like, nah, man. Same thing. So you're growing spiritually, and you see that person start to move in different circles. You see improvement start to take place in that person. Like, that person is your partner. That person is your friend. But misery loves company. So you're not growing. You're not trying to grow. Now you don't want to see them grow. You have a problem watching somebody else try to elevate themselves. Within a family, within a household, somebody growing spiritually, evolving spiritually. Oh, you think you better than us. Oh, now you are all holy now. You think you, and they ain't even acting like that. Some people do act like that, but in this case, they ain't even acting like that. All because they may have mentioned to you, well, hey man, these are some of the things that have worked for me. You don't want to evolve. And I'm getting to the big point. Now you talk about lifestyle changes. Y'all was all bad built and out of shape. One person said, man, you know what, man, let's go join a gym. Might be your wife or your husband. Y'all married and y'all sick all the time. Baby, let's go join the gym. Let's change our eating habits. You know what, baby? I done stopped. I've been reading up on how bad pork is for you. Pork is really bad. I didn't know. I'm reading up on how bad pork is. I'm gonna stop eating it. I'm thinking maybe we should just go on this journey together and just stop eating pig. And what? Boy, I ain't finna stop eating my pork chops, my ham sandwiches. And you're like, but look, baby, look, pig is what's causing the high blood pressure and hypertension. Is what's putting this weight on us. It's what's making us um, irritable and changing our facial features. We looking bad and we getting sick because we eating a lot of bad foods. Baby, we go out and we drink 2 or 3 times a week. Let's start working more on our diet. And then if she ain't with that and you are really, really sound with it, and so now you starting to do it. You going to the gym, you're toning up. She ain't like that. You're evolving. Or it could be the other way around. Sometimes the woman levels up and be like, well, I'm just gonna start going to, and now you had a woman at first, y'all go hang out, nobody really checking her out. You know, you that's something you never had to worry about. But now everywhere y'all go, it's like, baby girl, who's that? She's starting to get attention that you don't like her getting, but she worked her way into a better form. And she didn't do it because she was trying to get the attention. She did it because she was like, look, man, this is something that I need to do for my health and that we need to do together. And you didn't want to do it because you ain't evolved. You don't want to evolve. You don't want to grow. You want to still be sick and bad built and uncomfortable. And see, these are all things that we got to look at. And even if there's no other individuals involved, because every example I gave referred to just being in group situations, because like I said, I'm going to something bigger. But even if it's just you're still arguing with somebody. You're arguing with the other part of yourself. When you say, man, I want to do better, I want to be better, I want to act better, I want to live better, it's another side of yourself that's going to be, man, come on, man, you can't do that. You can't do it. It ain't going to work. So there'll always be a group dynamic or a duality, something that opposes that thought in your mind to want to be better. But you have to overcome that negative thought because the goal is to evolve. That's the goal. Should always be the goal. But here's the deal. Here's the big point. Then I'm going to get to y'all comments. So I hope y'all said some good stuff because I haven't even looked over that. But the big point is that we have to understand those who are actively trying to evolve and get better. We got to understand everybody's not going to come along for the ride with you. And our disappointment comes when we start off with people, just like I just gave examples of. And as you're just going and building, they start to fall off. It's like y'all are running a race, or y'all are just running. It ain't really, it's not even a race. You're just running a marathon or something, whatever it is. And you got all these people that start running with you. You got people that you know they running with you. And then somebody, man, I can't run no more. Man. I'm tired. and they stop. You like, oh man. And somebody else say, oh man, I'm not interested in running no more. I don't want to run no more. You like, oh man. Somebody else just fall out and pass out. The point is, y'all all started together. So in your mind, you like, man, we're going to start this thing together and we're going to finish it together. But that's not reality all the time. And we have to accept and understand that everybody that begins with you will not end the race with you. So what comes after that, the thought that comes after that, you have to understand that, okay, you know what? I'm the one that has the determination and the motivation to walk this thing all the way to the finish. I'm gonna see this thing all the way through. And anybody that was with me along the way, that are not with me now, that fell off along the way, I have to view the totality as, okay, you know what? They contributed this to my evolution. They contributed that to my evolution. They were only meant to be a part of your life and your journey for a particular season, for a certain amount of time. And once you understand that, then you don't feel a certain kind of way once they jump off the train. And I always use the bus riding analogy. When you catch the bus, when back in the days when we used to catch the bus from school, whether it's the school bus or whether it was some of us that caught the city bus, it's going to always be a pack of students that get onto the bus together. We all jump on that bus at the same time. And there's no more fun time than when everybody first get on the bus. We all just laughing. The bus is loud, cracking jokes, we rapping, and we having a good time, man. But as the bus goes on, one person gets off. Two more of the homies get off. Another homie gets off further down the road. So now the bus is not as loud as it was. We ain't laughing as much as we was. A couple of the funniest people might have got off the bus. But somehow your stop is the last stop. Everybody that you knew that got on with you together, they slowly got off the bus. And you the only one still on it. Now it's kind of lonely on the bus. We've all been that. Well, I know I've been in that situation. You know, I'm like, man, I'm the last stop because I live the farthest. Now it's kind of quiet on the bus. Damn. But you look at it, you're still thinking about everything that was said on the bus, everything that was done that's still in your mind. So those are the contributions that people have given to your journey. That's life. Everybody's not meant to go the distance with you. You don't have to have no hard feelings towards them. You don't have to have no animosity towards them. You actually have to be thankful for what they contributed. If indeed that was it, you got to be thankful for what they contributed. It's like, okay, because the womb that you were still in, it can't hold them no more. They had to come on out. Pressure might have got to them. might have lost interest, got bored. They may have become envious or jealous of you because they see you evolving, and maybe they felt like they wasn't getting the shine that you got. We started this thing together, man, and everybody talking about him. Everybody talking about her. And we started, no, man, I put my time into, it's all kind of scenarios, man. But whatever it is, you accept it and you keep going. Because what happens naturally is when somebody else gets off that bus, somebody else gets on it. One person gets off, somebody else gets on. And that analogy is basically to say that that's God bringing new people into your life to pick up the cause of helping you along your journey. And let's not get arrogant to think that it's all about us as individuals too, because we got to realize something else. We are possibly part of somebody else's journey. So this whole thing is just crisscrossing and intermingling. We parallel universing. Because while there are people that are building you along the way, and they coming and they going, you've come into somebody's situation, added something, and then you left for whatever reason. That's what we all have to do. So the objective, the goal is to accomplish the mission. And if you are like myself and many others who believe in a higher power, then we try to view it from a different lens. We view it from the lens of, you know what? God brought these people to me for a time. Picture two people that come together and they have a child together. And then something happens where that relationship between the two parents is severs and they're not together anymore. But now this child is growing up to become somebody really great. My theory on that has always been, well, you know what? The purpose of their union was only to bring that child into the world. It had nothing to do with them. They was only together for a small period of time. They conceived this baby, then they started getting into it, didn't even like each other no more, and now they co-parenting from a distance. But that child has turned into freaking LeBron James. See, we don't know the fullness of our purpose a lot of times because we don't stop to try to think it out in the moment because of our emotions getting in the way when the relationship starts to go sour. When I say relationship, I ain't just talking about marriage and boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm talking about, like I said, business, friendship, spiritual connections, whatever. Because usually the separation, a lot of times the separation is not amicable. A lot of times the separation got animosity, got some beef or whatever. So we leave on a bad note. We end on a bad note. And our emotions don't allow us to see the fruit that we did produce sometimes later on, after years pass and time pass and a little maturity overcomes the situation. Sometimes we can look back and we can come together and say, well, yeah, man, it was just meant for us to do this, man. Yeah, man, you know, we did We did our thing, man. You know, some people do that, other people never do it. That's the sad part when people never ever click, lock back in and understand, well, man, we did something great together. We won 5 championships together. We don't like each other, so no, I ain't going to the reunion. We made platinum albums together. But nah, man, you know, he messed over me with the money, which I can kind of understand that, but I can understand if somebody messed you over on the money, but even with that, that was part of your journey to, if you was wise enough, you use that to make you better. I've heard a lot of people talk about how something that somebody did bad to them made them better, and they end up thanking the person that messed over them. And the person that messed over them, they don't even get it. They're like, man, I beat this dude, I robbed this dude out of all this money, and he on TV thanking me. He was, see, that's kind of fool he was. That's how I end up beating him out of his money, because he crazy. But you know, you crazy because you don't understand. You don't understand how he took the negative and turned it into a positive, and he took it as a learning lesson and parlayed it into wisdom that allowed him to level up somewhere down the line and plant seeds in other people so they won't go through what he went through. See, it becomes a teaching tool, because if I had to be the sacrificial lamb to sell 20 million records, and then the CEO messed over me, stole all my money, stole all my masters, all, you know, then I gotta look up later on, and if I can prevent that from happening to other artists, then it's like, okay, well, you know what? I was the lamb. I was the one that had to go through it, but I've saved hundreds from going through it now. That was your role. See? We are in your journey in life, y'all got to remember, you are the baton in a relay race. You the baton. You are the baton in a relay race. So in that relay race, there's gonna be a first runner who's called that first leg, just like the 4x4 relay. They got that baton in their hand. They're gonna carry you. They're gonna run with you for a certain distance, and then they're gonna do what? They're gonna hand you off to somebody else. They're gonna hand you off to somebody else, and that other person, they're like this. As the person is coming, handing you off, they already like this with their hand out, reaching for you, because they're gonna grab you and carry you further. Then when their time is up, they're gonna hand you off to somebody else. So you the baton. It's only certain people are only meant to run with you for a certain amount of time. But the goal is to win the race. The goal is to win the race. So don't get mad when people fall off, man. Because you would rather have a person to fall off the mission, your journey, than to stay on half-heartedly and mess something up. If your heart ain't in it, man, go on and go. Your heart ain't in it, please go ahead and go. And don't be mad. Because lack of focus can lead to losses. Lack of focus leads to losses. That sounds like a nice t-shirt. Y'all can have that one. Somebody make that t-shirt and send it to me. But when you have a mission that's of good, I just personally believe that if you properly plan, pray properly plan, pray and properly plan, I believe that God backs your mission. I believe he backs your mission. When he backs your mission, you don't have any greater backing than when God backs your mission. And when he backs your mission, he puts you in position by bringing people into your life. And those people might just be for a time. All right, man, let me go into the comments and see what y'all feeling on what I'm talking about. I'm going to go all the way back. Shout out to MC Josiah who sent the super chat. Appreciate the donation. Appreciate the love, man. I see you doing your thing, putting your work in on the open mics. Appreciate that. We're going all the way back, man. Common sense says, gotta move with the times, can't fall behind. All right, I'm going back pretty far. See, my homie Fender G was up in this thing, man. Like a Timmy Chan chicken wang. Is that NF Greasy or Greasy? It says, I be seeing my main homie struggling a lot with self-perpetuated pain. I'll be trying to explain to her to take accountability for her role in things is hard. See, that is a lack of evolution. See, how does a spoiled child become no longer spoiled? It's part of the word you said. They take accountability for their own mindset, or they just grow up to understand, you know what, man? Don't nobody owe me nothing as a grown person. So a lot of our pain and suffering is self-inflicted because you said self-perpetuated pain. We don't do anything to change our own condition. And how can God change your condition when you won't even change your own condition? It's a scripture in the Holy Quran that says that. It said God would never change the condition of a people until they change their own condition. So that's an initiative that we have to take. All right, I'm reading y'all comments, man. Jamal Henderson says some of us grew up and started eating solid food while others are still drinking breast milk or eating Gerber's, baby food, smushed up peaches, your baby teeth still in your mouth. And that's a good analogy, a good way to look at it. Because what I got out of your comment, Jamal, is that at a certain age, in a certain stage in your life, your appetite should change. The desire for what you even want to ingest should change. It should grow. You should graduate to a point where it's like, man, I need some. This ain't gonna get it. This little baby food ain't gonna get it. You look over there, somebody eating a steak. Common sense says, I honestly love having responsibility because I realize it would be otherwise placed upon another. Yeah, we got to embrace it. I'm reading y'all's comments, man. Fender G says, like Harvey Love said, his pop says, find out what they like and sell it to them. Yeah. And also, you got to have the motivation and the determination to want to get out there and sell it to them, to hustle it. Some people believe in magic. My product is just going to magically move itself. And as you evolve, people don't understand you no more. You know what they'll say? They'll say you changed. But the truth is, you did change. But you didn't change in the way that they are accusing you of changing. They're accusing you of changing like you got flower, you different, now you acting funny. That's what the definition of change is in their mind. But the reality is, you did change. You grew out of the mind state that we was in 10 years ago. I don't want to stand on the corner all day no more. I don't want to walk to the store. I don't want to have to call everybody and ask for rides when I need to go somewhere. I don't want to live in a rundown apartment complex with just crime written and people selling dope, and I don't want to live around that no more. So people don't understand, or people will think, okay, we was on the same page at first. Now he's changing it up. He's changing. This ain't what we originally agreed how we was gonna work this thing. No, it's exactly locked into how we originally agreed it. But you want to run it like it's 1972. I'm still in the comments, y'all. Azazel says, in the Black community, a lot of our parents don't want to see us do better than them. That's what I found. I've seen that sparingly. I can't say that I've seen that a lot. Most of the Black parents that I know, they want to see their children do better than them. It happens. You do have parent envy towards their children. It does happen, but my ratio to that would be, I would say that's probably about 5%. The other 95 really, really want to see their children do better. Said, my mom told me that if she helps me with my goals and I go off on my own, how does that benefit her? This is literally what she asked me. Well, one thing we got to understand, bro, and this a lot of time be a painful situation. It's like, even though that's your mom, she doesn't always have all of the answers. And what'll happen is we'll expect parents to just naturally have all the answers, and they don't, or we don't know her trauma. We don't know what she's been through to make her have that attitude, if indeed that's what it is. So there's always a backstory. See, but if she's asking you if you popped off, if you went off on your own and you popped off, um, how does it benefit her? Then you know your answer and response should be, if it's not in word, it should just be to show her. When that time comes, you make sure you come back and you take care of your mom. You do things for your mom. You know, if that's what she wants. Peace and blessings, y'all. Um, for a lot of the new people that might be in here, when we have a topic, I like to stay on topic. I don't like to answer any questions that are outside of the topic that we on. So you would have to catch us on a night where we're doing an open topic. That way I'll answer a broad range of questions. But tonight we're gonna stay on subject, y'all. Or y'all can send me an email if you want to ask me that question in the email. Then that's my email address, y'all. Some people are new; they don't know the rule. Fender says, K-Rino, did you go through any family dispute legally? Nah, I've never had any legal issues with people in my family. Thank goodness. We don't really rock with that type of stuff, on either side of my family. Why are families so detrimental to marriage? Because they don't mind their business. That's why. And because the people that are involved in the marriages, a lot of times, they allow family to interject into their business, especially when they are at odds with their spouse and they want support. So I got to get on the phone. Mama, I don't understand this woman. She won't clean the house, and I don't get it. And like I said, if mama never liked her, then mama gonna use that as an opportunity to tell you what I told you shouldn't have married that girl. I knew that girl was this way when I knew I could just tell. But a good mama gonna say, well, look, son, hey, it ain't my business to get in y'all marriage. Y'all need to get some counseling. Y'all need to figure that out. Y'all need to go talk to your pastor. Y'all need, or you need to figure that out. Because a lot of marriages do suffer because everybody's got it. Everybody who lives outside the house got an opinion on what's supposed to be happening in your house. Yeah. Is that Theo's Trinity? My wife and I got rid of the nasty old ladies from our lives. Life with my wife and kids has never been better. Yeah. And I don't know who the nasty old ladies are, but y'all made a commitment to each other. Not to her mom and daddy, your mom and daddy, your uncle, your partners, her homegirls. Y'all married each other. They are out now. They're on the outside looking in. Are they still family? Yeah. Are they still friends? Yeah. We still hang out. Yeah, we do all that. But there has to be a steel curtain that drops down right in between. If you and your wife are here and all other people are here, when they start to try to get involved and come over here, boom, a steel curtain needs to drop down and blocks them. Can't put people in your business. And if you're trying to evolve, the last thing that's going to help you, one of the main things that's going to deter you from your evolution as a person is dealing with unevolved people who wouldn't have not evolved and not even trying to. Because if I evolved, I'm going to have sense enough to know not to try to get in your business. I'm going to know not to bother you and your wife. If both of y'all come to me, okay, both of y'all are coming to me, but she can't come to me if you my friend. And if you my friend, I'm gonna shoot straight with you. Because if I feel like you done something wrong, I'm say, man, on the cool though, man, you was wrong for that though, man. Yeah. Connie, I see you. We're talking about evolution and how we can't expect people to grow with you. Everybody don't grow at your rate. Now, is that to say they won't ever grow? Nah. They may come along later. They may catch up to you later. You be like, oh, okay, you know, bling. I've had that happen to me. I had a friend of mine, female friend of mine, and we used to debate. Ooh, we used to go at it. And what we would go at it about was the conditions of America, the racist politics, the racist agendas, the the unjust judicial system, and the connections that have trickled down all the way from the times of slavery. We would have these big debates, and I would try to explain things to her from historical standpoints and how those things connected, how certain laws were purposely passed to oppress and restrict. And she just didn't see it. She didn't believe it. She's like, no, you can, this is America. Everybody got the opportunities. Everybody, that's noise. We used to go at it. But she was younger than me. She was college educated. So she had a lot of general intelligence, a lot of book sense, but she didn't have a grasp on history, nor did she have enough actual life experience to be able to wrap her mind around what I was saying. So fast forward 15 years later, she hit me online one day. Hadn't heard from her forever. And this was in the face of all of the police brutality, all of the jacked up court decisions, all things that she had now grown to witness as she got older, as she learned more history of this country. She saw more instances that I would tell her about a long, long time ago. And she was like, I just didn't believe you back then, but I understand everything you was telling me was real back then. And this ain't for me to like, yeah, I told you I was right. No, that's not about being right. It's about recognizing that some people may not be, you may be here. Some people may be here. So you're trying to give understanding to people that are here, which you should, but it's a strategic way you have to do it. So you get frustrated when they don't seem to be grasping it, but it ain't they season to grasp it yet. But what you did do, if you did it right, knowingly or unknowingly, you planted that seed. And that seed, in a time in a season, that seed sprouted up. And when that seed sprouted up, it may took a year, 5 years, 10 years later, 15 years later, bling, now they got it. Now it's in season because they're like, okay, I get it now. I've lived it now. And you know then, you know when you was given the information and they were pushing back on it, you understood then that just don't they just don't get it. They don't understand. They ain't lived it. But when they evolve, they get it. Azazel says, my only problem with this philosophy is that due to the narcissism and sociopaths prevalent today, many people use this to justify them falling out with everyone around them, and they never look. Well, that's if those terms apply. You know, if you're a narcissist and a sociopath, then that's what you are. But I'm speaking more directly to individuals who are organically evolving the right way. The evolution is legit. It's that there's no I'm not speaking about somebody who may be coming from a place of over arrogance and I'm better than you and this and that and you know people, because you know what I hate, to your point, you have people that will say things like, oh, y'all just ain't on my level. And your level is not something that people even want to be on. You are the only one who's delusional about the value of this level that you're talking about. Nobody else has a desire. So when you speak on those types, yeah, okay, yeah, that's a different. I'm speaking of people who are really growing, because the growth will be noticeable, and the greatness of the growth will be directly attributed to an individual whose heart is in the right place and are doing the steps the right way. See, a sociopath or a narcissist, the steps might not be done. See, evolution, we can't confuse a person evolving with a person becoming successful in life. Don't have to be two different things, but they could be two different things, because look at the world we live in. The majority of the rich and wealthy and powerful, they accomplish that wealth and power by means of corruption. They accomplish that wealth and power by stepping on people, messing over people, scamming people, in some cases killing people. They made their way to the top by evil means, through evil means. So people say, oh man, he's successful. He's a powerful, that's a powerful businessman. Boy, that's a great man. It's not the same thing, because evolution of a person, evolution in their spirit, evolution in their character, that don't even have nothing to do with money or power or position. Don't have nothing to do with that. And that's the layers, that's the depth of it. Still in y'all comments, man. Oh, Diaz says, I think I'm the one that got off the bus at one point. It's that orphan lifestyle. We all have got off the bus. See, look, we can be a part of somebody's story. We could be a cast member in somebody's movie and we don't even know it. Because the Creator, God, moves us where he wants to move us, when he wants to move us. See? We could be a cast member and don't know it. So look, man, I'm gonna use him to help you do this. I'm gonna use her to help you do this. God send people to you. And you may have people sent to you to help your cause. You may be one of the people sent to help somebody else. And like I said, we just all crisscrossing and intermingling. Aaron Casanova, what's up, my brother? Aaron says, for real, that's what I tell my daughter's mother. Maybe we weren't meant to be, but our paths were meant to be crossed. Absolutely. The paths were definitely meant to be crossed because y'all crossed them. Y'all made children together. But every connection is not a lifetime connection. View it like you would view, all praise is due to Allah. View it like you would view different places you lived when you was growing up. Maybe when you was 10 years old, 9, 10, 11 years old, your parents lived in a certain little house in a certain little neighborhood, and y'all lived there for 3, 4 years. You had friends, you went to school in the area, and that was home. Couldn't wait to come home, go into the room, you go outside, play with your friends. That was home. Then y'all moved. The family moved. Now you're in this other place. And now you got to adjust. Like, I don't like it over here, man. You might have to leave, go to another school. Then you moved again. And that place had become home. That place had become comfort. You do it with places you live. You do it with schools. You do it with jobs. And you do it with people. You're there for a while. You move on. Same with a job. You evolve. Man, sacking groceries was cool and it was all right when you were 16. But you don't want to be sacking groceries at 38. And if you sack groceries at 38, I ain't knocking you. I'm just saying, I'm sure that's not your end goal. You're not, well, I just work 25 more years. I can retire from sacking these groceries. You working at McDonald's when you were 16 was cool, but guess what? You worked at McDonald's for 4, 5 years, and somebody said, "Man, look, man, you pretty good, but like we want to bump you up to being a manager." And now you managing the McDonald's. Now you don't stop at managing the McDonald's. Now you have in your mind, well, you know what, man, I don't learn so much about this thing, man. I want to try to purchase me a franchise. I'm using McDonald's as an example, but that's the only thing in my mind. But you know what I mean. If you're not satisfied, if you have a mind of growth, you have a mind that wants to advance. E. Brandt says a former co-worker of mine before she retired had a sign on her desk saying, "You can't speak butterfly language to caterpillar people." Reality. When you have, when you become a different being, the language you speak a lot of times to the people that knew you then, it sounds like a foreign language. Man, what you talking about? Man, what did you have? They don't even, it doesn't even register with them because they flying on a whole nother. It's like in astronomy, when you think about the planets in the universe, the different exoplanets, the different planets that are in the galaxy and in the universe in total, and even in the solar system. We'll start with our own solar system. We are constructed to be acclimated to the atmosphere in the environment that exists only on the earth. We couldn't breathe on Mars. We couldn't survive on Mercury because it's too hot. Couldn't survive on Pluto because it's too cold. Couldn't survive on Jupiter because the storms and the winds blowing hundreds of miles out. See, we are acclimated to where we are. So anything else would not lock in with our body chemistry. We breathe oxygen. There are certain planets that the primary gas is methane. There are certain planets where the oceans are liquid methane. We can't scoop some liquid methane and start drinking it like it's water, because our liquid is water. It's designed for us. So trying to get down on one of those other planets like that, that's what you're talking about. It's like trying to explain calculus to a chimpanzee and certain humans. Danny Boy says, I'm in a situation where I have this female friend that I used to see every weekend and talk to every day, but we haven't talked in a year. But I want to hit her up. I'm just scared. What should I do? Did she evolve? I mean, well, honestly, man, it's a lot of holes in this, because you said y'all used to see her every weekend and talk every day, and then that turned into, but we haven't talked in a year. Something had to happen to where all of a sudden y'all go from talking every day to we haven't talked in a year. So it's something you're leaving out. The part you're leaving out is what happened to where all of a sudden y'all ain't talked in a year. What happened? And why are you scared? You say you want to hit up, but you scared. I'm like, what part of the story are you not telling us? As Azazel says, I think most people are not organically evolving the right way, because all I see is a bunch of people virtue signaling, but doing something different than what. Yeah, that's most of the world. That's most of the world. You know, we're not lined up. None of us are walking in perfection. You know, but the thing is, like you said, it's tougher when you have people who present themselves as being righteous and holy, but they're really not. And you can't control that. You have to control you. You just make sure that your character is in line, um, and that's all you can control. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. You can't take 500 steps at a time. You have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you keep walking. Eventually, you'll get there. Yeah. Zero Waste says, and the seeds. I lost your post. Okay. And the seeds of goodness will grow. Absolutely. I believe that God always bless the good works we do. And like I said, don't always come in the form of money. Got my boy Phantom Face Final in the building. Phantom Face says there's two things in life you can always do for free: Stay in your lane and out my MF business. Yep. I always do it for, don't cost a dime. Don't cost a dime to stay in your lane. Might cost money to get you out of a situation when you don't mind your business and stay out and stay in your lane. Yep. James Johnson says, wow, a few days ago, somebody I knew from the same block hit me up on Messenger. Hadn't talked with or seen him in 42 years. He hasn't budged one iota in life, asking me for money. Make good decisions now. 42 years. Woo! You know what that means to me? And you can correct me if I'm wrong, James. That means that back in the days when y'all was cool, you probably looked out for that dude. You probably showed him love. You probably, hey man, I split my lunch with you, man. I hear you can have my half of my sandwich. Hey man, you can need $5, man. Yeah, I got 10. You probably helped him out, and that's what he remembers about you. But for somebody to have not, you have had no connection with in 4 decades, and when you finally connect with that person, the first thing they do is ask you for some money. Yeah, that's tough. Take a lot of nerve too. That take a lot of nerve. Hmm. All right, let's get back to where we was, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I was waiting on Danny Boy to hit me back. I see here he is. Uh-oh, hold on, wait a minute. We gotta do an OG salute real quick, y'all. Tech, you got a whole nother what you call him now. Man, yo, you must have changed your number. Hey man, we got Texas Tech, man. SPC OG in the building. We gotta do an OG salute, man. We got to do this OG salute. Y'all know what it is. We don't change the game. We gotta do an OG salute for the homie Texas Tech. Blah, everybody, I need 100 peace signs, power fists, strong arms, hearts. Show love, man, for one of our SPC OGs that's in the building right now. Y'all see him, DJ ZV3VJ, man. That's Texas Tech. Y'all know what it is, man. Drop that love right now, man. Drop that love right now. Yeah, did your number change? Yeah. Let me know if you got the same number, Tech, without a doubt. Come on now, you know I'm still doing my thing. And let me get back to Danny Boy. Danny Boy said both of us are going through bad depression, so we both ghosted each other. So that's why we stopped. I wanted to add more to the story, but the comment section is time limited. Her dad had passed away. Yeah, okay. Well, what needed to happen, one of the things I feel like needed to happen, um, you had one of y'all had to be the one to check on the other. So if you knew that her dad had passed away, then you were supposed to give her a little time and space. Send your condolences, whether you call or text her. Give her some time and space. And then if you're not hearing from her in a stretch of time, you reach out and check on her. Reach out and check on her. Hey, everything going good. Hope you holding up well. Just a little text like that, and then slowly, you start calling her again. Because she lost her dad. That's something that you gotta give her that space to kind of deal with. You know, and depression is a whole nother animal. If both of y'all are going through depression, so that means you can relate to her situation, she can relate to yours, but somebody's still got to be the stronger one. So you gotta check on her because you ghosted her because what she was going through, and she ghosted you because for what she was going through. So y'all both kind of faded off of each other. She probably would be glad to hear from you. Now, what you have to fix your mind for is that It's been a year, and she may have moved on. It's very possible that it may be somebody else, you know, that she's communicating with and spending that time with. But you gotta you gotta eat that. You gotta take that, like, okay, if it is, and if something, and if she's in a better, especially if she's in a better place, if she's happier, then you gotta be like, okay, hey man, I'm glad he's there. But yeah, reach out, and hey, just checking on you, just hollering at you. Hope you're doing well. Thought about you, whatever the case is. But and see what the communication you get back. That's how you do that. But that's what I would do. I can't say that's the solution, but that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Text says, man, I've dealt with more than many of friends, supposed family. And honestly, my circle is so small now, but it fits me and who I am. My circle is you and few I never see. Yeah, man. Look, that you know, you can take, you already know what it is. See, but that's the thing. See, we all grew together. We made decisions to stop being lazy, you know. And the ones who just said, all right, man, I gotta do something different, did, and the ones who didn't. But I guess one part that I didn't mention, and I'm glad you said that. One part I didn't mention about evolving, when you are the one evolving and growing up mentally, spiritually, don't ever let anyone make you feel bad for your growth. Don't make people, don't let people, don't allow people to make you feel guilty for your advancement. You got a better job now. Oh, you don't come around. You think you too good. Now, man, watch out with all that nonsense. I don't want to hear that. You think I'm too good. You said that. I ain't say that. Don't ever let people make you feel guilty for your growth, because the goal is to grow. If God wants us to get better and somebody's getting better and somebody mad because you getting better, that ain't a me problem. That's a you problem. Take it up with God. Leave me out of it. You have issues. Okay, Tech, I got you. I'm gonna hit you up. Cause I had hit you up. I text you a while back to tell you about X-Man. And I didn't hear back from you. I don't know if you got that text. Yes, sir. See? And that's right. See, we grew up together. We grew up together, man. We grew up together. We figured it out. Good, bad, the ugly. We figured it out. And I'm grateful to see the majority of my homies, they leveled up. Leveled up. Yeah, I'm just thinking in my mind, the majority of us, we leveled up. We figured it out. But part of figuring it out was making a decision and saying, man, because it was many days we like, man, we got to get it together, bro. We can't keep living like this. We gotta fix this, man. And yeah, that's right, man. God saved all of us, Tech. And see how you say God and SPC. I just switched it out. I put God first. That's the beauty of it. I just heard, was that Brother Ben? Might have been Brother Ben X. I just heard that tonight. I think I just saw Brother Ben X tonight. I could be mistaken. I think it was Brother Ben. He was talking about something, and he said God works through people. We be looking around waiting for these magic miracles to fall out of the sky when God sends your blessings in the form of human beings. If you about to get evicted and you $500 short, and all of a sudden somebody comes along and say, "Hey man, I heard you do carpentry. I need you to blah 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 blang bang bang. I give you $600." And the first thing you go is like, wow, that's a miracle. No, it's just God blessing you through another person. Sent you that money you needed through the hands of another human being. The money didn't come fluttering down out the sky. He works through us. He provides us what we need through each other. This person needs spiritual guidance. So he sits somebody down next to you and you sitting on a park bench and they just start talking to you. This person needs dietary help. He put somebody in your way that can introduce lifestyle change and good eating habits to you in a way that you'll accept it. God works through people. What's up, Lucas? I see you. All right, man. Well, look, that's what we're going to do. Y'all go ahead and drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. I don't feel like doing no commercials tonight. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what's coming to the comic book. But I guess I will do a commercial. It's going to be brief. Anyway, y'all drop y'all locations. Drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. Go order the new K-Rino comic book. Order the new comic book. Y'all didn't know we had a new comic book out. It's available. They start shipping for everybody who's ordered the Annihilation of the Evil Machine comic book, the whole box. This is the whole box with everything that comes in it. If you just want the book, you can just get the book. However you want to get it. Y'all see your boy right there. I just put the website where you can order everything Martial Arts Productions .space. Everything starts shipping on the 23rd. People been hitting us up, man, where the comic book shipping? When is the shipping? 23rd, everything starts going out. So y'all make y'all purchase for the comic book. Some of y'all haven't been purchasing the book. That's all right. I'm gonna find out where you live and I'm gonna toilet paper your front yard. But yeah, this is the new one, man. The Annihilation of the Evil Machine. This is the full box. Comes with the book, the coloring book, the comic book, t-shirt, poster, and the box. The box by itself is worth it. All right. Okay, but let me shout y'all out. Here we go. Azazel is in New York City. The Great Texas Tech is in Richmond, Texas. Fly Crippen Fly, Christchurch City Boy. E. Brandt, Atlanta, Georgia. Connie, the OG, is in San Diego, California. Brendan King is in Melbourne, Australia. Danny Boy is in Florida. Demario Shavers, what's going on? We say, I'm from that saw right now. What's that? What's that? What's the saw? Am I slow being slow? Right now I'm posted in Vegas. Is that a Mukalani? Johannesburg, South Africa. Vincent is in Hawaii. Zero Waste is in Canada. We all over the world, man. South Park Coalition all over the world. Y'all already know what it is. Canada, Australia, South Africa, and right here in the good old States of America. John Nicka, 313, that's Detroit. Man. You know what, Massini Choice? You know what? Let you make it on that one, man. You're trying me. I watched the game tonight. I saw the Rockets trick the game off. I watched it. You don't have to remind me. You don't have to remind me, man. And I thought my Rockets had a chance this year. They're not going to win nothing. We done. New Zealand in the building. Okay, Arkansas. My bad. Good looking out, Demario. I told you I knew I was being slow. Lucas. Is that Befu? South Africa, Johannesburg. Man, I gotta come to Johannesburg, man. Somebody in Johannesburg booked me to come to South Africa, man. I got a lot of love out there. I got a lot of love in South Africa, man. Brendan, that is right there. I just put it up at the bottom. Okay, Tech, I got you. I'm looking at you right now. Right now. Garrett Garcia. Appreciate the love. One love. All right, man. Well, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stay up. If anybody wants to get on the contact list for new product, new albums, shows, whatever, send me an email. Mr. 247, I see you. I see you at the final hour. I see you. It is what it is. All right, man. I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace in Murray's Grease.